Okay, yo, what's up with it, man? It's the boy Pushman Mitch. I'm the host of the No Fluff podcast. As you can see, I'm drippy as usual. Check it. I'm back with a no fluff moment. I want to teach you guys about building relationships because things go like this, man. It's called relationships, credit, cash, in that order. So I want you to understand that relationships is going to be the most important thing that I can teach you guys about. And being able to build organic relationships is going to be key. For you to be able to even build relationships, you need to be able to communicate yourself well. You need to also be a person who has enough courage to go out there and introduce yourself, and then understand that people treat you how they meet you. Meaning that the way that you act when people first meet you is going to be a real determining factor on how they kind of view you as a person, as an individual, and how your social currency is. So you got to understand how people feel after they encounter you. You got to understand how you make people feel when you come up to them, how your presence is when you walk into a room. It's all very important. A lot of people don't think about it, and some people it comes natural to, but some people actually have to think about how they're going to come, how they're going to be dressed, how they're going to smell, how they're going to talk, what are they going to come drive in. All of these things do make an actual factor in how people view you. It's all about perception. Your perception is going to be actually reality. Perception is reality because what people think is basically what it is. It doesn't matter what they say or do, but what they think is what matters. So you got to understand that building relationships is key, and organic ones are even better. So I'm going to teach you guys a few tips on how you can literally be able to build organic relationships out of nowhere and where to find quality relationships. You don't want to be building relationships with just anyone, but everybody who you encounter, you do want to treat the same. Doesn't matter if it's a homeless person, a butler, CEO, CFO, if it's Jeff Bezos, if it's Elon Musk, doesn't matter. You want to treat everybody the same. You need to be able to actually be yourself in every room as well. So a few key tips that I can teach you guys how to build great relationships, and then how to make organic relationships leading to business relationships, is to always lead with value. Make sure people understand the value that you bring to even be a person that they know. You need to provide value at all times. If I want to literally be a person who can go to talk in a room with Elon Musk, a Master P, a Jeff Bezos, or a P. Diddy, whoever it may be, doesn't matter who it is, I want to make sure I'm a person who leads with value, meaning that I know what I am and I know who I am and I can speak on that. So when I walk into a room, I always introduce myself as myself. My name is Mitch. I'm an owner, operator of a rental car agency in Atlanta, one of the biggest ones. We actually have ties in LA, Miami, Houston, Orlando, and we're expanding a lot more. I've been an entrepreneur for the past 7 years, and I'm actually invested in a lot of different spaces: crypto, real estate, stocks, things of that nature, and I'm literally building my portfolio as I keep growing. I have a lot of affiliates, so make sure you understand the power of having affiliates, people who you know that are also in the room. You want to also highlight that. Be good at remembering names. Remembering names is always key. Always understand that never be an aspiring anything. An aspiring person is a person who's not doing anything. Because if you actually want to do something, you should already be doing it. It shouldn't be, I'm an aspiring actor. You should already be an actor. You shouldn't be I'm an aspiring athlete. You should already be an athlete. You should be an aspiring entrepreneur. You should already be an entrepreneur and doing things. Because it sounds a lot better to people when they hear you saying that you are something versus you want to be something. A wannabe is just that, a wannabe. Somebody who's talking about something that they haven't experienced or try to do in any way. So you want to make sure you are an executor and a doer, and you're speaking on what you actually do. Never be a person who fluffs. We want to make sure that we understand the power of who we are. If you aren't where you want to be, make sure you say that, oh, I started a company doing this and we're on the way to $1 million. If you haven't made $1 million and you've only made $2, if you're on the way to $1 million, this means that is not fluff. That's actually completely true. You haven't made $1 million, but you're on the way. Understanding verbiage and how to communicate is very important as an entrepreneur or a business owner. So always think about that. Also, like I said, when you guys are going up to speak to people, and you want to build a business relationship, right? You want to make sure that, again, you lead with value. If I wanted to start a business relationship with, let's just say, Grant Cardone, I will immediately audit this person, because I know that if I wanted to meet him, if I ever had the opportunity to meet Grant Cardone, I'm going to be able to already give him an audit that he knows that I paid attention to what he has going on, and I'm going to lead with value. As simple as this. I go look at his website. I see that he doesn't have a clickable button as soon as he goes to the website to subscribe. I can look at small things on his page to see that he doesn't have a website. He doesn't have smiling faces marketed. He doesn't have a funnel. I just see he doesn't have a text message list. Things that are very, very short and sweet, but that he might not have noticed because he's a huge he's a huge entrepreneur. He has a huge company, and things may go by the wayside. But anything that you can provide value on, you want to lead with that in a respectful way. Always start off with a compliment before saying something that you can criticize constructively. things like this. Hey, yo, Grant, I was checking out your website earlier, man. It's super dope. Man, I like the way you line your pictures up. The lighting on them is always great, so I can tell you get a lot of engagement. Hey, but one thing I noticed, man, I seen that you don't have an email list in your actual bio. A lot of people, the reason I'm able to make so much money in my e-commerce brand is because I take a huge email list, and they can see it very, very easily when they come to the page because I have it highlighted in bold letters, and it's actually a clickable link. If you don't know how to make it a clickable link, I can probably send you a quick little tutorial your way. I do it for all of my clients, so it'll be no big deal. Boom, you led with value. Or you can literally just say something that he's not using. He may not be using in-person marketing. He may not be using TikTok ads. TikTok ads are converting better than Facebook ads right now. You maybe can bring up that in conversation, and you're leading with value. Yeah, I've been using TikTok ads for the last 2 months. The engagement is a lot more higher than Facebook, so it's crazy, man. The numbers that we've been seeing. Have you guys been trying that yet? And they be like, no, yeah. And then you start telling all the information that you know about TikTok ads, and they're going to see that you're well informed in what you're talking about, and they're going to feel like they need you and you don't need them. So it'll feel like instead of you coming over there trying to actually make a business relationship with that person, it's going to feel like they need to make that relationship with you because you have something of value. So think about that. When anybody wants to try to come work with Pushman Mitch, they say they build websites. They're going to ask me things like, what do you need? I'm going to say nothing. Now, if they already took the time to build a website for me, and then they showed me, I looked at your website, it's dope, but look, your website should look like this. It'll be a lot cooler, it'll convert easier, and it'll make people more relatable to you. That's leading with value. Same thing goes for if somebody come up and they do advertisements. I want to be able to see their social proof that they've already done advertisements and got some results from that. And the same thing goes for if you draw pictures, if you're an illustrator, if you design ebook covers. I want to see what it looks like. If you're a graphic designer, go ahead and make a graphic of me before you even come talk to me and say, look, I made a super dope graphic. This is how all your graphics should be on your page. I think it'll make you pop a lot more, and a lot of people will be susceptible to sign up for your programs. That's how you lead with value in any relationship. It's going to make me feel like, damn, I need this guy. He doesn't need me. He took the time to build that, and he showed me what he can do off the muscle. As soon as I shook his hand, I need to hire this guy because that does look really cool. He's showing me what I'm missing versus me saying, yeah, I don't need it, but I already have a website. I already have a marketing team. I already have a graphic designer. So think about that, guys, when you approach people. Also, another tip on it as well, if you are the talent, if you have a skill, if you are an actor, if you are an entrepreneur of high stature, if you are an influencer, if you are an Instagrammer, always think about being represented by someone else. It always looks a lot more classy when someone goes up to someone on your behalf. Meaning, like, if I'm a rapper, I don't want to go up to P. Diddy and say, hey, I'm a rapper, would you sign me to a record label? No, I would rather have my representation go up and speak on my behalf. That always looks a lot more better when you're in a room full of people and you're trying to build up your notoriety. It looks like you're a professional, you have representation, they come up to you, it doesn't look like you're speaking on your own behalf, and it looks a lot more classy when the introduction is made. So it's simple. You get management goes up to Diddy and just speaks to him organically. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm in here, I'm enjoying the part. How's your night? Oh yeah, who, me? I'm here with Pushman Mitch. He's one of my artists. He's really huge in Atlanta area. He's got a pretty large following. It's growing every day. I'd love to introduce you to him. Boom, now the introduction looks a lot more classier. You don't look needy, you don't look like you want to meet them, and it's like an organic situation. So always think about having representation with you. An assistant is a good idea. Anything that it doesn't make you go be the person who's directly contacting whoever you want to meet. It always look classy. But again, I want to go back to always be good at remembering names and repeating people's names back to them. Because then that way, when you don't, like when you introduce someone else to them, it's going to be like you're the person who's making connections. Everybody likes the person who knows everyone, right? So let's just say if you were to go up and meet Diddy for a couple minutes and he say, hey, my name is P. Diddy. You say, hey, I'm Pushman Mitch. Diddy, it's nice to meet you. You just say their name back to them. Yeah. Hey, so Diddy, man, how long have you been doing this? All right, right. So those are communication skills that you can practice when you're working a room, trying to build up your network. Building up your network is important. And also, like I was saying, you want to be able to introduce Diddy to another person that you talk to. Remember what people do. This is going to lead to a lot of different opportunities for you. Not only are you going to be a person who connected to people, and if you remember what they do, you'll be in a position to actually get paid off of knowing people because you can get what's called affiliates. I've been able to make a lot of money by just knowing two people and connecting them together. Last year, I made a $70,000 middleman job get done because someone sold a yacht. I knew a guy who was looking for a yacht. I knew a guy who had a yacht for sale. I made the connection. I made $70,000 in between. And it's a really dope situation. So I want you guys to be able to make those type of situations as well. Also, I know a guy who actually sells exotic vehicles. I buy a lot of exotic vehicles. I go to the same guy. This guy actually pays out affiliates. He gives a percentage of everybody who buys a car over 100,000. So if I know a lot of people who want to be like me and buy exotic cars, all I got to do is simply be the middleman who introduces that person to this person, and then I get affiliates. So the same thing works if you meet a lot of people and you remember what they do and you're saying their names and you're getting their contacts, you will be setting yourself up relationship-wise to be able to get paid off simply using your words. So I just wanted to give you guys some relationship building tips today on No Fluff. You already know what time it is, man. Make sure you subscribe to my vibe. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment if you learned anything cool. If you want me to elaborate a little bit more, make sure you tap in because I'm going to get busy this year on the podcast, man. I'll let you boys push, man, Mitch.